Hey everyone, welcome to Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2017 and to the completely unnecessary podcast panel.
Hello.
As you filter in, I'm hoping you guys are having a great time so far. Do you guys want to, while you still come in the back there, you want to listen to a certain theme real quick? It's up to you guys. It could be obnoxious. Who wants to hear the See You Podcast theme song off my phone? Should that work, Melissa? Should that be fun? Okay, let's go. Let's see if this works. Let's see if your eardrums blow out. Ready? That's right, it is. Live! He's embarrassed. That's enough. That's good enough. Well, welcome, guys. We only have about 40 minutes or so to talk about one latest retro gaming news item, plus your Q&A. We'll have a microphone set up somewhere where you can yell at us. You guys having fun so far? You guys enjoying Portland Retro Gaming Expo?
Portland. Cheap pop. Go Portland.
Go Portland. This is Ian's third year here?
Third.
This is my seventh, I believe.
So.
Thanks for having me back. You're not sick of me yet. Oh, thanks for the pity clap. It's like, yeah, we kind of still like you.
Yeah, that was...
Kind of. Nah. We're just kind of used to like that weird uncle at Thanksgiving. But, Ian, what's been going on, though, besides you shaking up here because you're nervous? What's going on?
In life?
In general, real quick. In 1 minute, what's your life looking like at this point?
Tired?
Okay.
Yeah. Working. Yeah, cool stuff.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So, Ian, there was an announcement that happened just a couple days ago.
And it
that we're
seems
excited about.
fairly inevitable, I guess.
It's the Super NT by Analog.
That's right. And the Super NT by Analog is the follow-up to the surprisingly popular for the price Analog NT and Analog NT Mini, which were luxury NES clones that ran on field programmable gate arrays,
FPGA for short,
which are essentially there's no emulation. It's a circuit board that acts as the original console would. So it's the closest thing you can get to having the original console. It allows for things like 100% compatibility. They were machine tooled out of like solid blocks of aluminum. They were pretty. I believe the first Analog NTs were actually made from scrap Famicom parts. But it was the Mini that used the FPGA. And the neat thing about it is, that have 4 controller ports and HDMI out and all this, almost now common sort of stuff. But because of the FPGA and the fact that it had an SD card slot on it, the person who made the board, Kevin Horton, who also goes by Kevtris online and is a wizard, released and jailbroke his own FPGA that's in the Mini, which allowed you to put ROMs for other games and stuff on an SD card and play them.
Sure. So he had a bunch of cores programmed for 8-bit systems that he would just said, hey guys, you can load them onto the Mini NT. And then the people at Analog were like, we don't care, go for it. So it was cool. So then all of a sudden you have a bunch of 8-bit consoles that you can use on the Mini NT. So in theory, you'd think with the Super NT, it would fall on the same lines as 16-bit consoles, and backwards, going back to 8-bit, you'd be able to put on here as well. This is much more powerful than a Mini NT.
So, right, jumping back a little bit, the Super Nintendo NT is the Super NT is announced, and keep in mind that the original Analog NT was $499, and the Analog NT Mini was $450. I mean, I don't know who can afford that, but I mean, hey, if you can, great, it looks awesome. The Super Analog NT actually goes for $190, which is incredibly reasonable for an analog product. And they're doing 4 different color shells. I love color variants.
I think the Super Famicom one is very, very nice looking.
I actually like the translucent one. But, so there's 4 different variants of it. It is stated to have 100% reliability.
Lag-free?
Lag-free.
FPGA, it's not some sort of emulation going on?
HDMI out. To cut costs, they removed the analog outs. If you're buying one of these, I don't think anyone's they're not buying it for analog outs.
There's no point anymore. I mean, plus at this point, based upon conventions I've been to, people I've spoken to, there's so many now Super Nintendo HDMI out clones that are on the market and coming out in the past year that are, sub 100 level systems that, in general, they're more affordable. But yes, at this point, you're getting these to replace consoles from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, you're now going, okay, I have my 55-inch TV, how do I play my Super Nintendo on there? So there's really not a huge purpose of having analog out on anything, which is ironic, it's called analog. Oh, look at that.
I believe 8-Bit Do is doing all of the controllers that match each system. Those are generally, quite high quality. People seem to enjoy them a lot. So that should be a good pairing for the system. So overall, this is, I think this was definitely coming. I think this will be incredibly popular at its price range. And yeah, if he does jailbreak the FPGA like he did with the first system, especially if you can go backwards and cover all that 8-bit stuff, you have
a theoretical HDMI system for
almost literally
every console up to the 16-bit era.
Right.
Like everything. As long as you can get as long as he has the cores developed for those systems and you can get the ROMs on there.
Yeah, and it has an SD card slot, so that should be easy.
So that's incredible, and I'm glad they decided to ditch the high-end Cadillac aluminum shells. It's like, you really don't need that. Like, you want to sell a small amount of these or a ton at a smaller price point.
I wanted to lick one once, but I didn't. But after that, I really didn't need it to be what it was. I just wanted
a lot of licking going on with our podcast lately. Yeah. With the heralded Atari box console.
That was a different thing.
That was
entirely.
That's a different thing you want to put on that.
Yep.
But okay. But anyway, family friendly. So yeah, this is a great idea. Under $200 makes it almost a no-brainer, at least even someone like me. Not that I'm resistant to this, but I'm like, okay, I can see the need for this, and then yeah. And then if he decides to jailbreak it and then throw all the other cores on it, you can play your Master System on here. Eventually you can play your Sega Genesis games on here.
I'll play 5,200 games on it.
Some crazy people can play 5,200 games on here. If they can get controller support, why not? They can do that. So it's very exciting. And it obviously it's cheaper parts for the shell, but if it's affordable, I don't care. If I'm saving $200, $250, I don't care. Just don't drop it from the top of the house, and you should be fine. So, 1080p with zero lag. 720p would have been enough, but you got 1080p. We want to be fancy. We're going to have a 4K system at some point. NES? Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I caught you at a handsome angle. No, 1080p, it's kind of weird.
This angle, 38 degrees.
Yeah.
Let's read some of their marketing materials. This is like a
because we've already said everything.
A reimagining of perhaps the greatest video game system of all time. Whoa! Fighting words. Engineered with an FPGA, no emulation, 1080p, zero lag. Well, your TV will have lag though. Total accuracy. The Super NT is not a plug-and-play toy. Ooh, shots fired. It is the definitive way to explore Nintendo's 16-bit era. Compatible with the 2200 plus SNES and Super Famicom game cartridge library. Explore and relive one of the greatest video game systems of all time with
say it's water resistant.
Compromises. If only there was a book. If only there was a book to go along with the 2200. It's exciting. I'm excited. I'm going to get the Famicom one probably. Super Famicom one. And you're going to say you get the translucent one?
I didn't say I was going to get one. That's just the one that I would get.
Don't lie to these people. You said you're going to get one, I thought. No? Well, can we play the tape back? No one's recording this. So you do have 480p mode as well and 720p.
Okay.
Just in case. Okay. Just in case you have an old HDMI CRT that exists. There's a few with 480p, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, that's all we got on this, I think. And the controllers are quality. I've seen the 8-bit Duke controllers before. I was sent one at some point. So those are quality controllers. They're not just, thrown in and cost $1. So no, that's exciting times. I think our job's done. We can retire. Next generation's going to take the retro gaming scene and just move it forward for the kids. I see it here. It's beautiful. 8-year-olds running around, Pikachu hats on, Luigi hats. Some say high hats. Some just say, look at that old man. It varies a lot.
Where the fuck are you going?
I don't know. I'm just extending this.
It's just...
Family friendly, Ian. Family friendly. You're getting a call right now. So is that all we got on this? Is that it? I mean, is this going to change the game? Is this going to sell 1 million? No. It's not going to replace the Super... Okay, that's what I'm going to say. You have some hot takes out there that say, this is going to replace the Super Nintendo Classic. It's like, no, there's still 2 different markets. There's still 2 entirely different markets. There's no games built in.
Yeah, there were too many people comparing this to,
It's the killer. It's going to kill the Super Nintendo Classic. Dead. Train tracks driving over it. What?
Maybe this is my...
Oh, train of thought?
Yeah.
Oh. See how Pat does it?
No,
but no, it's not going to kill it. What's this guy doing down here? A lot of life. I don't know.
Telling you that you can refinance your house and make millions.
Okay.
Pat.
So, okay. So, what were you going to say, Ian?
I don't remember. I literally don't remember.
They're different markets. They're different markets because how many people out there have enough cartridges, still have, an average person has 30 cartridges to play their Super Nintendo enough to get this versus spending $80.
Was that a Pat poll? Like, did you just math?
I just
in
pulled
your
it in my head.
Okay.
But we're in a biased environment. We're at a retro gaming convention. I'm talking about out there, talking about Tacoma. And where else? What else is in the state? I don't know. Is that Washington? That's not even the state. What else? What else is in Portland?
It's not Oregon.
What else is in Oregon? I'm trying to do local references. The Ducks. The Ducks are here, right? The Ducks. Go Ducks! That'll save me. I know the local college team. Anyway.
Now it's time for your Q&A.
No, I'm not done. I'm gonna salvage this.
It was fine.
No, it wasn't fine. You're not making it fine. You're making it more awkward than it had to be by over-explaining it. So this is not a killer of the Super Nintendo Classic. Not at all. It's 2 different markets, and there'd be some crazy people like you will probably buy both of these, probably, because you know what? There's no Star Fox 2 on the, what is this called? The Analog Super NT. That's Pat's hot take.
Yeah, that ROM is...
ROMs are bad, Ian. ROMs are bad.
We were just talking about them. That's what we were excited about.
Were we?
It's a course, Pat, your course.
Core's not a ROM, though. You don't know how I'm getting that semi-legal ROM on there.
You can play the games if you put them on the...
You can't prove that in court. You don't know if I was condoning that or not. I don't know. We can poll the audience. Is Pat condoning piracy? I don't think so. I don't know. Q&A time here for everyone. We got a microphone for the fine people here. How are we going to work this? Give it up for Melissa helping out. She's been great all weekend. I was going to just throw a microphone on. There you go. Just toss it between everyone in the crowd. That's safe. Just we're going to do a line? Do a line. Guys, come on up.
Let's rephrase that. Let's form a line.
Do a line?
No one should be doing lines.
Well,
thank you.
You know what? I don't know. This is a pretty progressive city. Maybe that's okay.
You should not be condoning lines. You're afraid of ROMs, but... Okay. Hi, green hat. Green shirt, green hat, man.
He's a little colorblind. Yes, sir.
It's all good. I was just wondering, if you could change one thing about YouTube, what would it be? And I'd like an answer from both of you.
Wow. Ian's might be a little more ornery answer than me on there. Changing one thing about YouTube, I think there has to be a better communication from YouTube to the creators. That would be great. I think there should be reps that work with different levels of YouTubers in some way. I'm not saying each one has to have a one-on-one with me every week, But, you know, someone let me know, hey, here's what's going on, I can answer your questions. That would be fantastic. Someone you can just call, like a hotline or something, like a YouTube hotline.
Service center.
So, yeah, service center, customer service center. I mean, I do know someone that works at Google I could contact, but not everyone does. So it's kind of bad. Other than that, you know, let's mature a little bit as creators as well. Let's realize that you're using a free platform. You don't have to pay for it. You guys don't have to pay to watch it now. But let's be. I'm not saying that everything's fine and dandy, but you know, I see the glass half full sometimes about how great YouTube is as a free platform entertainment. Does that sound too corporate? I don't know. I'm not on Google's payroll. You can't prove that.
It would be even greater if I was the one and only gatekeeper deciding
what
who
content
stays
is
and who goes.
Oh,
We're just gonna, I'm just gonna get in there with a shovel and just start burning content.
But you're not a YouTuber, according to yourself. Even though
No,
you are.
I'm not.
Is he a YouTuber?
No.
No? Are you threatening these people beforehand? How did you get that solidarity from that response? Did you promise a line?
No, I didn't.
Is that it? What's the real answer? You're a good gatekeeper?
I don't know. Make it seem like a fun, friendly place where it just doesn't seem like it would be fun to get into.
You are into it, though. You're here. Next question. I don't want to remind you. All right, thank you.
What happened after part 2 of the ranch as a soap story?
It was shaving cream. It was shaving cream. That's, I think. I mean, there was a
Are you
razor.
avoiding the question?
It's like you're on trial. No, you don't. Save it here.
No, okay, wait. So after the ranch part, I mean, that was part 1. Part 2 was, you know, the whole thing with him freaking out and telling his mom that she was a horrible cook, and that's why I was leaving, and he was very upset that I didn't sleep over. The letter,
Oh,
yeah.
we'll get there.
I don't have the letter on me, but needless to say, I mean, a little teaser. He compared me to a father figure.
Do you want him to die on stage, or are you trying to just like...
Yeah. Anyways,
look at him.
some other
He's turning
time.
red.
Yeah. Another day.
We'll get there, sir. Thank you. Hello.
Oh, it leaves your skin so buttery soft.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, have you ever watched the Mario Marathon?
Yes, I've seen the Mario Marathon.
Indeed.
Speaking of marathon, is that a segue? Are you setting us up?
No.
Yes, we have seen it.
I feel like this is a trap still. He's going
Is this
for
a
the-
trap for
he's
something?
Going for, he's going for the long game.
It's a long game.
He's going for the long game.
But do you guys hear about a certain NES marathon? Before we just announced it on Thursday. Officially, what we talked about, it's coming back November 11th and 12th to benefit AmeriCares and Hurricane and other disaster relief. Check out nesmarathon.com for more information, details, and to possibly donate to spread the word as well. And it'll be a fun time. We're going to have Andre Meadows helping us out, Gerard Khalil helping us out, and other friends. Bonnie.
And animals.
And Spike the Demon Cat will be there as
Yeah.
well. So, but yes, I have seen the Mario Marathon. They do great work.
Seen their previous live stream?
When was the last one they did? Is it June?
Yeah,
Okay,
June.
I missed that one.
Nope.
I
Did not see that.
I saw prior years though. They always end with the song, right? The Mario Marathon song? Yeah, so I've seen it. Thank you so much.
Actually, my dad's been on the show actually before.
I'm sorry, your dad's been on the Mario Marathon?
Yes.
Awesome, well thanks.
That's
for
very
helping
cool.
out. Give it up for his father. Doing good work. Hello, sir, Nintendo GameCube shirt.
Yeah, thank you. I was curious.
You guys probably pick up the mic too, I think it'd be easier to
Yeah, it's fine.
awkwardly, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I was curious about other clone consoles, and I know you talk about it occasionally on your show, but one that I was curious about when I was teaching English in Japan, I found one in a store called the Retro Freak. Have you guys ever?
Oh, we've spoken
We
about
covered it.
Oh, really?
It's a couple years old at this point, right?
Well, they released a new issue or a new one just recently this year, and I was just curious what you guys thought about it. If you could do a take on that.
What's the new
Actually,
one?
what's
I don't have the internet here.
I think they do the TurboGraphics and
PC Engine?
PC Engine.
They always did
It
that.
did that
Right.
from the beginning.
Well, I guess you guys already know that, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
great.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a really interesting way because it has what you can load the games to it,
Right.
And you can detach your games and take it over to like a friend's retro freak, right? Yeah, I think
You don't even need the Retro Freak. You can just detach the actual part of the console.
Oh, that's
without
okay.
the-
Yeah, I remember thinking that was very, very cool. It's nice because it's one of the only, or the only multi-system that does PC Engine
I think
TurboGrafx.
it's the only one.
So yeah, it's very cool. I still really want to see, one of these that has a CD drive on it because so many of the really good games are on CD. But it's a fantastic start.
So I guess a follow-up question would be, when do you think you'll see a CD drive clone?
Well, we have that CD.
We have the CD,
The CD.
and that actually does cover it, but I don't know
Some of
when. It covers Turbo CD.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't cover every CD.
No, I know, but I'm wondering if we would actually ever see someone manufacture a CD drive for single-use gaming. Probably not.
Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Hello.
Yep, Brad is here. Hey Pat, fellow Retro Magazine ex-author here.
Hey!
Yeah.
We commiserate in that awful magazine.
Yes. Oh boy, do I have stories. I bet you have
Were you
stories
paid
too.
for all your work?
After about 6 months.
Okay.
Yes.
You got there. The check was in the mail very
Yes.
slowly.
Also, thanks for being good sports when I put your video in my Vice article about the Coleco Chameleon.
Hey! Hey, what's your name?
Heidi.
Heidi, give it up for Heidi. Awesome coverage of the Click on Vice. On Motherboard, right?
Yeah.
Motherboard, which is one of Vice's website. Helping break down that sham of a console.
That was a thing. But one thing I want to ask is, why do you think there hasn't been a Sega Genesis / Master System like premium console yet? There have been plug-and-plays that support HDMI, but almost all the plug-and-play Genesises out there are just complete fucking trash.
I think, well, the closest you got was the Retron 5, right? That was it.
But that needs an attachment.
Oh, for Master System.
Yeah, for Master
But for Genesis, why hasn't there been one in general?
Yeah, like
I
a
don't
lot of
think-
them have really wonky sound emulation is the
Oh,
thing.
sure. I just don't think there's the market share for, at least for Master System. No one in the U.S. really cares about Master System. I heard Gangster Town was pretty good. But, inside joke that maybe one person gets. But the Sega Genesis, I think it would have to be someone have to, I think, take that leap to try to do that. Like if Analog was going to try it, it's like, okay, well, how many of these would we sell versus an NES or Super Nintendo audio console? It's tough to know until you do it, right?
I think that's kind of it. Genesis now is, of that era, probably the least popular. I love the Genesis, but I think it's probably the least popular. So a company that can really do something like that right, like Analog, is going to, I think, tackle the obvious bestsellers first. They're going to tackle the NES, they're going to tackle the Super Nintendo, and you know what, we probably will see a Genesis that's of that quality, but they're going to go through the stuff they know is going to fly off the shelves first.
Well, I think there aren't people that love the Genesis as a whole. I think by and large people are more attached to titles from the system versus the entire console. That's just my feeling, seeing collectors out there. So maybe they'd be okay with, okay, I'll just get some other solution versus just buying a high-end system.
It's, what is it, the original model is native RGB out, and so,
There you go.
you can get a nice picture out of it.
We'll see. Would you buy a high-end Genesis?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Analog
look
listener.
what I'm wearing here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean,
all right.
it sure wasn't obvious.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for doing good work on Motherboard.
You're welcome.
Oh, sir.
Howdy doody.
Hi Pat, how you? Will the completely unnecessary Let's Play make a comeback? I've been kind of missing it since seeing them. So.
That depends on Ian. I mean, I can't really answer that.
We were knocking it around last night.
Were we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute, what? Why you guys oohing like it's a Full House episode? Well, yeah, it has to fit into both our schedules. Ian has to feel better enough to do it. We kind of started and then never got the drill in.
Yeah, we started like right as I was starting to get sick.
So there's a lot of those that, like Ian says, like 3 words because he was in pain while we were recording.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, the Cabal one was fun, but I felt really bad at what I contributed because I just couldn't. I mean, Pat can tell you I was honestly like just hunched over for most of those.
I mean, honestly, at this point, being that it's so far gone, I might say, screw it, let's just, do more live streams and do them together. That might be more entertaining for everyone.
Perhaps.
To be honest. What would you guys rather see, like record Let's Plays, or just see us on Twitch like a couple times a week or something, Live stream. Let's hear the applause for Let's Play. Let's hear it for live stream. I'm sorry, you old
All right,
fogies.
well, that sounded about it.
No, it's like 60-40. I'm just looking for less work for myself.
Yeah,
That's what I'm looking for.
That's fair.
So,
Thank you.
well, you'll see a live stream November 11th and 12th. It's true. Whoa. Hopefully it won't die. Hi.
Hey, this is mostly for Pat, but due to the rising prices of NES games now, are you still looking to pursue that coffee table of Super Mario Duck Hunt?
Good point, sir. Well, I think prices might have peaked last year on most NES games. I still maintain that. Have you guys been looking around the floor? Have you got any decent deals this year on stuff? What does a Contra go for on the floor? You haven't seen one? 30? 30 at a convention's amazing to me, because that's what it goes for on eBay, or a little bit less. That might tell you a little bit. What about like a DuckTales? You guys see a DuckTales? 20. I heard 10. You saw a 10 here?
Yeah, 14 marked down to 10.
Wow, okay. The end is nigh? I don't know. But that's, to me, pretty good. To tell you that maybe most people that haven't wanted DuckTales have a DuckTales. I don't know. Sell all your stuff. Run, sell it now, leave. Sorry, what was the question? Is that it?
Are you still going to do the coffee table?
Oh, no. Not gonna do the coffee. Oh, that was a real question. He's referring to a classic AVGN episode. Episode 104. Hello, sir.
Hello. So, one question that I do have is, what's your favorite video game, first off?
Favorite video game?
DuckTales for the NES.
I don't know. The one I wasted the most time on was Civilization 2 on the PC. That was a lot of time wasted. That's right. Give it up for wasting time and not going outside. Give it up for having no lives or girlfriend in high school.
Civilization's one of those games where it's like, hey, it's not wasting time. I'm playing a smart game.
It's intellectual.
I'm playing a smart game.
I'm controlling the world. I can run the world better than you can.
You're so smart, you've sat in one place for 12 hours in your underwear eating Cocoa Puffs and directly out of the box with your hands.
Yeah, what he said. Sure. Done that. Or Super Dodgeball for the NES. That's a good game. It's not my favorite, but it's a good one. It's like picking a favorite kid. You shouldn't do that, should you? Whoever has chosen a favorite child out of many, give it up for favorite children. She clapped right here. She's got one. She's like, yeah, there's one kid I hate. The other one, yeah. All right, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Did you answer the question?
Yeah.
Oh, DuckTales.
With my generic
With
always answer.
With your Ian aplomb. Yes, sir.
Hi, yes. Do you have anything big planned for the future?
Why is... I don't know. I have a certain Super Nintendo guidebook in the works. I have a certain documentary, not for resale. They're here this weekend shooting. If they see you and stop you, okay. Give them a couple minutes of your time if they want to talk to you. What else is going on in my life? NES Marathon, Video Game Years on Amazon Prime. I'm trying to keep this hair okay. What else is going on? Oh, there's a new Pat the NES Punk video in the works. So I'm not doing conventions every weekend. I can finish it. Flea Market Madness is around somewhere in my hard drives to edit at some point. Ask Frank. I still hang out with Frank. Are those big, or I'm just rattling off my life right now to you? I might be moving. That's exciting. You want to ask about my general life? You want to have a conversation about this over some tea?
No, that's it.
Is that it? Is that enough? Like, I feel like is that enough? What do you guys want to see me do? Do you want me to actually stream on Twitch more often? I'm thinking about that after I move. I'll be like, actually stream on Twitch. You can see me play the Super Nintendo games that I would review for the book. Huh? All right. I'm a sellout. All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Ian, what do you got going on? Anything big?
I'd like to get healthy and back in shape.
Okay, that's big. Give it up for health. Hello.
Hi.
I love that shirt. I don't know why.
Thank you. From Vans,
that is
if you
cool.
want one. Will we ever see video game years go into the 90s or 2000s? Ever?
Not necessarily a podcast question, but all right. I don't want to leave Ian out of the cold here.
I do feel like this is a bingo, though.
It's a bingo question?
I do feel like this is a bingo question at this point.
Okay.
Bingo. Did I win something?
No. No, it's just asked often. We'll see. I'm kind of busy next year. We'll see about potential crowdfunding. We'd have to ask for money to help support the 90s. We know everyone likes the video game years. Not enough people do, though, to make it viable on YouTube. Amazon. You guys want to help? Watch on Amazon Prime.
Put it on Amazon when you're vacuuming, washing the dishes.
Fall asleep to it. Go to the videogameyears.com and it'll redirect to the good old Amazon Prime page. Sir, don't yawn. It's actually a very exciting show. It's very exciting. All right. Thanks. Hey.
Hi. So, my question is, with the recent rise of loot boxes in gaming, do you think the gaming industry is going closer to bringing legislation into the mix? I've heard a lot of people getting really upset about essentially what they consider gambling in games. And more importantly, do you think the gaming industry can get any lower to scrap money off us?
No.
Loot boxes in games. It's not as detestable as trading the skins and having websites or that, but it's one step above that. But if you get to the point where you're actually trading the loot that you win and having a marketplace for it, then it should be legislated. Like if it gets to that point, which who knows? Maybe they'll do that.
I don't like buying loot boxes. I find that to be awful. It's an awful way to do things. Depending on how or what you're getting in loot boxes, if it's a mechanic in a game that you don't have to pay for, say something like the ones in Injustice 2, or a system like the card packs in NBA Playgrounds, where you just, as you win something, you get these, those are essentially loot boxes. That can be fun, because it's a neat little thing to, open a virtual pack of cards and get something out of it. That's neat. It's a neat mechanic. There's no microtransaction involved. But in a lot of instances, it doesn't make sense to me, the loot box mechanic. If I play through, say, Injustice, a story mode enough times with, say, the Flash, I just want to unlock Flash gear. I don't want it to always have to be a random thing where I'm getting bullshit for characters I don't want. That's randomness in that way is not fun for me.
My issue is that it still has it sets off the same endorphins in your head of gambling. It's like, oh, let's see what I get. Let's spin the wheel.
Like doing a line.
Like doing the line. Like before, there was always achievements in games where, okay, if you go through this mode, you get this, you get this. You know exactly what you were getting for achievements. Now, it is a form of gambling. It's just, but you're spending time to do it.
Yeah, it's really frustrating in the modern gaming because, for example, Shadow of War, I was really looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first. I own Shadow of War, but I'm getting to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, you don't want me to just spend $60. You want me to spend my entire fortune on this game, which obviously a little bit of an exaggeration, but they want me to spend as much as I possibly can spare. And it's just like, I don't like this. Why can't, I'm spending $60. $60 is not a little amount of money, yet you want more.
To them, it's as much as you can get. It's capitalism.
And, they hide behind so many excuses. if you play Shadow War, you'll immediately, and Shadow Mortar, you'll pick up, they're reusing most of the previous game's soundtrack,
Oh, well,
which is not good, and they want more money for a
vote,
game that
vote,
reuses.
sir, with your wallet.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
Hit him with a sock of quarters.
Or that.
It's kind of voting with your wallet.
Well,
This is kind of similar to the last one, but how do you feel about it, the microtransactions being paid to win? How do you feel about that? As in, like, the new Battlefront, you can buy, like, a gun, app or whatever, and...
Ooh.
Why is he...
That's
All right,
dirty.
that's horseshit.
That's dirty. Yeah, it's bad. it's terrible. There was that, I guess they were trying to patent that.
Hot trash.
Someone was trying to patent that matchmaking thing where it's like, oh, if you.
Activision?
Oh, yeah,
Activision, what was it?
like, yeah.
Yeah. If you like, oh, you get this awesome weapon, you'll be able to match you with games that you can wreck house with it. It's like, oh, that sounds awful. That just sounds a bunch of uneven games. Unless you spend money on something, it's terrible. Capitalism. Sometimes it goes bad. Hello?
Hello.
Howdy.
You guys don't talk too often about pro wrestling, but I'm curious.
I know you.
You know me?
You came into the store.
Yeah,
We've
like
talked
a year and a
about
half
this
ago.
before.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I just retired from pro wrestling this year for my own reasons. I'm very bitter about the industry, but I'm curious to hear from you as fans, or maybe I should say marks.
You want to go right now?
I will take you down in the ring! Do you think the industry is dead, as in hopeless?
Oh, no.
And
No. The industry's not dead. It's probably as strong as it's been because now it's as strong as it's been because now it's so easy to watch other content everywhere. New Japan Pro Wrestling is as big as it's ever been. They're making some sort of, little steps into the U.S. market now. Hey, how many people here like pro wrestling? All right, some. Yeah. Ring of Honor is as big as it's ever been. You have other indies popping up everywhere,
But how long can the wrestlers last the way that they're wrestling?
Well, that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
You're the guys that said we got to do 55 Hurricane Ranas in a match. When before I was watching Great the Hammer Valentine just do like a couple of suplexes and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys push the envelope and you're killing your bodies for our amusement. Thank you. Give it up for this pro wrestler. Thank you. What was your finisher?
It was a twisting. It didn't have a name. It was a torture rack bomb.
Torture rack bomb.
So instead of the F5, it's upside down and.
So you're going for it.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean? You're killing yourselves. Back in the day, it was an elbow drop, end of match. that was the end of the match, and we loved it. Thanks so much, though. Don't kill me. Oh, wait.
It's not like you weren't giving me a chance.
Oh, I knew you were answering.
I do worry that with how physical it's becoming, how prone to injury a lot of these wrestlers have become because of the moves, that you're not going to get wrestlers who can go for as long as they used to be able to go age-wise. And I'm not sure, I don't know if this really answers your question, I'm not sure that you're going to be able to get fresh faces in long enough to keep it interesting, or honestly keep, I guess, growing a new crop of wrestlers. In terms of, from a viewer's side right now, though, I do agree that I think it's, right now, is maybe the best it's been, because every little independent league, or federation out there has a streaming service. They have $1.99, you can check this out a week. So you can check out a Joshi League for a week and see if it's something that you'd be interested in, following. And, there's all these little ways to check out more than just WWE, more than just US Indies. You can check out some British wrestling. You can, check out DDT. There's more access for people to see new things. But I'm starting to worry about, the positions wrestlers are putting themselves in health-wise.
I know how to speak. I have a speech impediment. And your favorite wrestling games?
Favorite wrestling games?
Yeah.
Fire Pro Wrestling D would probably be my sentimental favorite, but I think World is fantastic. I've been playing a lot of World lately.
Any of the Fire Pro Wrestlings. I'm partial to six-man scramble because that's what got me really into it. Thanks so much.
Thank
we gotta go lightning round. We only have a few minutes left. Lightning round, quick.
My question is basically just, you've kind of reviewed games like Panic Restaurant and some of the rare NES games. What do you kind of, can we see games like Jetsons in the future, or do you think some of those are coming, like Wacky Races? And what do you think about a game that just has people just assign like a number value to it rather than kind of, like Jetsons is a really good game, but people just know it for being that game that's worth $150 now or whatever. You know what I mean?
Where was I going with that? I'm sorry. I blanked out.
So basically, like, what do you think of people who, like, what do you think of how people think games are just assigned values? Like,
That's just the market. Yeah,
$150
people just say that that's a $50 game, they don't care about
it's
it.
actually a really good game, you know, like what I mean? Like,
Well, if someone had a certain NES guidebook, they'd be able to know if it's a good game or not.
exactly. No,
So that's the answer. Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
Good to plug the book. Yes, got this. Or is it? It's
Okay.
right here.
Quick question. Have either of you seen Magical Circle Guru Guru, and what are your thoughts?
I have not.
I don't know what language that was.
Magical Circle Guru Guru, it's streaming on Crunchyroll. It's a parody of classic computer RPGs.
Oh, okay. I gotta check that
Particularly
out.
Dragon Quest, but you don't have to be
Oh,
familiar
I'd
with
watch the
Dragon
hell
Quest.
out of that. I'll
It
check
is
it
very
out.
funny.
Thank you.
Check it out.
Thank you. Lightning round.
Do you plan to review the AVS? And also, could you please review The Adventures of Gilligan's Island for NES?
AVS is nice. I'm not sure I'll do a full review. Funny Boy, the creator, is here.
It's a really nice piece of kit, though.
Gilligan's Island was reviewed by AVGN as a marathon exclusive.
Yes,
Was that
it
last
was.
year or year before?
I think it was last year.
Last year? Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question. Lightning round. Lightning round.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my question. Ian, thank you for laughing at my song I sang. I know nobody knows what
it was
I'm
great.
talking about. The quick question is, how do you feel about game sellers replacing the backs of NES cartridges? Because some of them have different,
As long as it's a similar type, I don't care.
For me with that, as long as it's a mass-produced piece and it's the same mass-produced piece, that doesn't bother me.
3 more questions.
Thank you.
Thanks. Awesome wristband.
Have either of you ever played a game, maybe back in the day, or maybe even now, but you felt like it was objectively bad, you knew it was a bad game, but you still enjoyed it? Maybe out of nostalgia or just for whatever reason?
Sure. I mean, probably Jaws or something like that. I mean, people like Jaws.
Jaws is
but,
not objectively bad. It's 3 stars according to a certain NES guidebook. I'm not talking about it. I would say no. Any game I enjoy, I can't say it's bad because I'm enjoying it. Is that a cop-out answer?
Deadly Towers would be my answer. I know a lot of people hate it, and it's really not the best game in the world, but I enjoy it for various reasons.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lightning round.
Hey guys.
Hello.
The podcast is awesome. So you're both very creative, I take it, because you guys are working all the time. I love your stuff. What do you do with writer's block? When you're not feeling creative and you want that spark back?
Ooh, there's not a, if this is like a frank answer. If I knew how to cure writer's block, I wouldn't be here. I'd be talking to screenwriters and real authors. Don't think about writing. Do something else. Go exercise. Go have some sushi. Hang out with a friend. If they're not there, Ian. Whatever. Lightning round. Lightning round.
I've had like an 8-year blockage, and I have no idea what to do about it. Surgery.
Pancakes or waffles, and why?
Wow. Pancakes. I'm sorry, what was the second part?
Pancakes or waffles, and why?
Pancakes, I like the absorption.
You're wrong. Sorry.
That's
Fuck
fine.
this.
Waffles have built-in absorption. They have little blocks of it.
No, I want the sponge of butter.
No,
and
then
syrup.
you got to end up pouring more.
Actually,
and then by the
my
end of the day,
real
you-
answer is French toast, and you just
French toast. French toast is extremely underrated. The most underrated breakfast food on the planet.
And here's how you do it: butter, syrup, get 2 sausage patties on the side, chop it all up together, Yeah, just shovel that shit
Give
right
it
down
up
your
for
throat.
French toast. Give it up for the CU podcast. Give it up for Portland, not Tacoma. We're in Portland, Oregon. And enjoy the rest of your PRG. We're going to go to our signing now, so we'll join us there in a bit upstairs. Yeah, thanks, guys.